Well, it's the first day of the South Carolina legislative session, and Governor Henry McMaster is laying out his executive budget priorities for the 2026-2027 year. He says it invests more than $1 billion in South Carolina's roads, cuts the income tax, and raises teacher pay, along with other funds for schools. WCNC Charlotte's Autumn Bracey has reaction to the proposed education funding.
The South Carolina Education Association and the Fort Mill School District shares that increasing teacher pay and offering free breakfast for public school children is a step forward, but they say there's still more that needs to be done to remain competitive among other states. South Carolina legislators are back in action as Governor Henry McMaster lays out his budget priorities through 2027. When it comes to education, he's proposing free breakfast for all public school students, a plan totaling $8.7 million. The proposal would impact districts that don't qualify for federal meal programs, including the Fort Mill School District.
There's the benefit of helping those families who financially have issues and struggle with getting meal service and free meals. You have several families that qualify for free or reduced meals, but then you have a few that are just outside of that.
Governor McMaster is also proposing raising the starting teacher salary to at least $50,500 statewide, a figure that would surpass North Carolina and Georgia. Joe Burke, the chief communications officer for the Fort Mill School District, tells me Fort Mill is already ahead of that benchmark with a starting salary of $52,000. Still, he says any additional funding would help provide even more support for students and educators.
I think a lot of your other districts that don't have that tax base that they can go to help bring up their salaries, this is really going to be big for them if it's state funded, because it's a way for them to increase those salaries without having to put an additional burden on an already struggling tax base.
The South Carolina Education Association says it strongly supports these investments. The organization's president, Dena Crews, says she hopes lawmakers will do more when it comes to education funding, especially for support professionals.
Many of them have to work multiple jobs just to make ends meet. There probably needs to be a minimum salary scale for them across the board, because districts are responsible for their salaries on their own, and they could use support from the state to help.
The South Carolina Education Association says they plan to be at the Capitol each week to meet directly with lawmakers to help them as they are making decisions related to education. In York County, Autumn Bracey, WCNC Charlotte.